Allegations of vote rigging in northern Iraq were delaying final results on Tuesday, with some Kurdish parties demanding a rerun of the weekend's poll. Electronic voting was used across the country for the first time in Saturday's parliamentary election in an effort to secure the process. However, parties at stations across the northeast reported that broken voting machines prevented people casting ballots before the polls closed at 6 p.m. Many have said that this was intentional to swing the outcome. 6 Kurdish parties along with the Wataniya bloc, led by Iraq's Vice President Ayad Alawi, have demanded a rerun of the election in the Kurdistan region, parts of Nineveh and Kirkuk. Iraq elections, analysis, rise of Muqtada al-Sadr upsets U.S. calculations in Iraq. Iraqi PM ready to cooperate after election upset comment. Whatever shape of post-election alliances emerge, the new government faces challenges. The issues saw clashes on the streets of the Kurdish city of Sulaymaniyah with gunfights between supporters of rival parties soon after the polls closed. The electoral system has been hacked by some parties and the results will serve the Kurdish regional government's interests. Momin Yassin Amin, a candidate on the Coalition for Democracy and Justice (CDJ) in Iraqi Kurdistan, told the National. Kurdish opposition parties, backed by their gunmen, demand another vote amid accusations of fraud. With tensions in the area high, some in the Kurdish majority area fear the election could spark a factional battle. Many of my close friends and family voted for me, however, when the results were announced I did not receive any votes, Mr. Amin said, adding that the 6 parties will take legal and political measures to enforce their rights. In a joint statement released on Sunday, the Kurdish parties threatened to take political action in Baghdad and seek support from neighboring countries if their demands were not met. Although Saturday's election was largely peaceful, less than half of the country's 24.5 million voters headed to polling stations, the lowest turnout since the country's first multi-party elections in 2005. Voter turnout was 44.52%, with 92% of votes counted, the Independent High Electoral Commission (IHEC) said on Sunday. An Iraqi woman shows her ink-stained index finger before a national flag after having cast her vote in the parliamentary election, in the capital Baghdad's Farada district. Sabah AFP, an Iraqi man, casts his vote at a polling station during the parliamentary election in the Sadr City district of Baghdad. Thayer al-Sudani, Reuters. Iraqi Shiite cleric and leader Muqtada al-Sadr puts his ballot through an electronic counting machine into a ballot box at poll station in the central holy city of Najaf. Haydar Hamdani, AFP. Kurdistan Regional Government Prime Minister Netravan Barzani shows his ink-stained finger after casting his vote at a polling station during the parliamentary election in Erbil. Azad Lashkari, Reuters. An Iraqi woman shows her ink-stained finger after casting her vote at a polling station during the parliamentary election in the Sadr City district of Baghdad. Thayer al-Sudani, Reuters. A member of the Iraqi security forces stands guard as women queue in front of a polling station in the Wadi Hajar district of Mosul. Ahmad al-Rubai, AFP. An Iraqi voter dips his finger in ink before casting his ballot at a poll station in the capital Baghdad's Farada district. Sabah AFP. Iraqi security forces stand guard outside a polling station during the parliamentary election in the Sadr City district of Baghdad. Wissm al-Okili, Reuters. An Iraqi man casts his vote at a polling station during the parliamentary election in the Sadr City district of Baghdad. Thayer al-Sudani, Reuters. Iraqi Vice President and former Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki shows his ink-stained finger after casting his vote at a polling station during the parliamentary election in Baghdad. Ahmed Jadala, Reuters. The Wataniya bloc led by Mr. Alawi demanded the election result be annulled and urged for the establishment of an emergency provisional government. The voter turnout was poor, and in some areas where the elections were held, militias prevented people from voting or forced them to vote for certain lists, a spokeswoman for Watanias told The National. The IHEC should have at least dismissed the results in those areas where voters' selections were forced. The commission must be changed so that future votes are held under better conditions, the spokesman said. More than 15 bloody years since the ouster of former dictator Saddam Hussein, there is deep skepticism about the country's political system dominated by an elite seen as corrupt and sectarian. In the oil-rich city of Kirkuk, tensions peaked when the city governor, Rayhan al-Jubouri, and the head of the Turkmen Front, Arshad al-Salehi, demanding a manual recount of the votes and reiterating the issues with the electronic polling machines. Tension in Kirkuk is increasing. Arabs and Turkmens have taken to the streets their frustrations and to demonstrate for their rights, Mr. al-Salehi told The National.